Okay, so today we're going to make a simple loopy bow. Later on, I'll make some videos about some more complex ones, but to start out with, we're going to do some simple ones. So what I've got here is I've got 4 strands of 3/8 inch ribbon that are cut at about 1 yard apiece. And then we have this is covered floral wire. You can use regular wire, or you know, some people even use string. You know, that just depends on you. I like this covered because this requires quite a bit of pulling, and when you pull on this, it doesn't cut into your hands as bad as the regular wire, which I have used pliers in the past to pull as well. So you're going to need that, and you're going to need a like a French barrette, and I recommend using a pretty strong one. Some of them out there are pretty flimsy, and because of the amount of pulling and stuff that this takes, I wouldn't recommend that. So what I got here is 4 colors. I tried to pick some pretty contrasted ones so you could kind of get a feel of how they look, and I'm just going to put them in some kind of random order here. And I'm going to meet those up. And the thing is, when you're making these type bows, how much ribbon you need actually depends on how many loops that you're going to be making, and also how many it's based on how many loops you're going to be making and how long you're going to make your loops between. Okay, so I'm going to leave this clip here so to kind of hold it together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start this on this French clip. So what I need is I need 2 pretty long, you know, strands of this stuff. Sometimes it's easier just to make it actually like I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but this is actually what I'm going to do is 1 strand but double it over, and I'll show you why here in a second. I'm going to cut that. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So this is 1 that's doubled over, okay, and here's the reason why I did that. I'm going to, see there's a hole in that French clip? I'm going to loop this through itself. So then there is a sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Okay, got a kink in my wire. There we go. Okay, so, you know, that's not going anywhere now. That's on there secure. It's nice and easy. I used to tie them on there, but now I've learned to make those loops. It just makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to get it under this here and pull it through. That way we got a nice bottom side to work with. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get this started. So one's going to go one way and one's going to go the other way. And I'm going to go ahead and get this started by wrapping it around a couple of times that way. Now then, I'm going to take that one and wrap it around a couple of times that way. So now we got a nice wide line there to work with. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is flip it over to this side. Get those down on the underneath. And we're ready to start attaching our ribbon. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a start with our ribbon, and you want it nice and straight on there. Now you could actually like clip this on there like this. That way, you know, it's kind of freeing up your hand a little bit. But what you want to do is leave some tails on that end. That way, when you get your bow made, you can cut these and make them look pretty. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hold that on there. I like to do it this way better. I can just hold it better. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around there a couple of times pretty tight like. Okay. Now, you're ready to make your first loop now that you got this started on here. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long you want your loops, but I like to make mine about that long for this type of bow. So you see how that works there? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to tie it around this with both sides. Okay. I want to make sure that those are on there pretty tight. So now we got that loop there. So now we're ready to make our next one. And basically what you want to do is you want to kind of make sure that these are all the same size. And they don't have to be exactly perfect, but you want them pretty close to near enough. And you're going to just keep wrapping these on here. And I mean, I've seen bows that have as little as like 4 loops on them. But, you know, for a nice, pretty bow, I like to put more than that on there. Make it really full. Which, as you can see, you can kind of move these around. So you can kind of, you know, make them spread out or make them close together. And it also depends on what size French clip you're using. Now, I have seen these done on alligator clips, but the way that they are on alligator clips is that they're placed on almost like a piece of paper, or excuse me, not paper, but a cardboard, like it's kind of like a cardboard like this, but a little bit thicker. And then it's glued onto the alligator clip. I've never actually made that kind. I mean, I could. I just, anytime I've ever made these, it's more for my niece, so she can handle the French clips. I have sewed these before, and the French clips generally are not too big of an issue unless you have like a baby. See, we can pull that and we can make it a little more even by adjusting that. And we could secure this better once we get all our loops made. I will say that for the purposes of this video that this is actually easier for me to make than it looks like it is on this video. The issue I'm having right now is holding this in a way that you guys can see it at home is different than the way that I would normally hold it. So it's just a little bit out of my comfort zone right now, holding it like this so you guys can see it. Okay. Now, what I would normally do is I would fill this whole French clip up with these. But due to it being a video and wanting to move on to something different, show you what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this off on this loop so I can go ahead and show you how to finish your bow. But you would just put as many of these loops here on here as you would want to. I mean, I could put at least like 3 or 4 more on there. Okay, so say that was what I was going to put on there. These 5 loops here would kind of spread them out. Now some people like put them mostly in the middle like that, or you can even spread them out a little more. I'm going to pull that one just a little bit bigger. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to I'm going to go ahead and cut that off so I can get rid of that tail. Okay, so you're going to secure this on here. Like that. Okay, and pull that tight. And then you're going to just kind of go through some of them loops again with this. Gonna make sure those loops stay on there. Okay. And when you get here to the end, I'm just gonna go around it another time like, oops, wrong way. Another time like that. And to close this off, I'm going to pull that pretty tight. I'm going to cut these off. And this is easier if you got pliers. I'm not sure where mine are at right now, but anyway, we're going to kind of tuck that under some of them runs. Like that. You could even go around it a couple of times. And you want to just kind of, I'm going to twist it together a little bit. Want to make sure that it doesn't come off. Now it, with the uncover wire, it is a little easier to make it neater looking than this. You want to make sure that you feel no sharp edges there, which, I mean, you're going to put this plate back in here anyway, but you know, you still don't want somebody getting hurt on it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to start separating these loops out. And what I like to do is kind of mix these colors up. Like, so first I'm going to do the aqua that way, the green this way, you know, the pink and the yellow. So for this one, I'm going to pull the aqua the opposite way, the green this way, and say the pink and the yellow opposite ways. So you see how that's working? Okay. So now I could even, you know, I could even keep mixing them up, like do the pink that way and the yellow that way. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's your bow. You can do it however you want. You just want to get them really separated out so they don't lay inside of each other. So, I hope you can see how this is pulling together here. And then what I normally do is I just kind of keep playing with that until it looks right. Nice, neat, full, how I want it, uniformed. Now these ends over here, I kind of like them to be spread out. I mean, I've seen it done different ways, but I like for mine to be all spread out. And the reason why I like them spread out is so I can I trim them, and the way I trim them is like I'll do one that way, and then the next one like, you know, that way. See how that does? And I'll do that one, you know. Oops, did that one the wrong way. Let's see. That one, like forming little V's. And then I'll just take like a lighter and singe the ends of those so, you know, they don't ravel out. These bows are, they're not difficult to make, but they are hard on your hands. One time I made several of them in a row, and it really hurt my wrist.